Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome again to another episode of the Animal Clinic. I'm your host, Dr. Richard Wojciehowski, and this is my co-host. This is Haley Betts. Hello. And we got a good show today. We have Joanie Toole from Oakland County Animal Control, the Adoption Center. She'll be here with a couple of animals to talk about. We'll also have Deputy Mike Richardson from the Oakland County Sheriff's Department, their Animal Corps program, and he'll bring with him Blitz, and he'll talk about the program and maybe do a demonstration. And if we have time, we'll also have some question and answer period. And Haley and I will also talk about heartworm disease. So grab your pet. If you don't have one, go next door and grab your neighbors. And stay tuned for the Animal Clinic. Welcome back to the program. Once again, we have Joanie Toole from the Oakland County Adoption Center, and she has somebody special with us.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you have?
This is Tropicana. He's a 3-year-old Corgi Beagle mix, and he's up for adoption at the Oakland Pet Adoption Center.
Oh, okay. Was he a stray?
He actually was a give-up, which we're seeing a lot of nowadays because a lot of people are in hard financial times right now. So it's always good that people know where we're at so that if they do get into those situations, it's better than leaving them behind to fend for themselves, but to give your animal control a call so that we can at least pick them up and find them a new home like we're doing with Tropicana.
He's very friendly.
He's very friendly.
He's about 3 years old?
Yes.
So this is nice because he's a nice size, fits on your lap.
Yeah, he's not quite a little foo-foo dog, but he's not a huge dog.
Does he like other, kids too, or is he more for an adult family?
I would say probably maybe not young kids, but he's full of energy. He likes to play, and he liked your special guest that was on earlier.
Yeah, he loves
I think
Haley,
he's in love with, yeah.
He'd be good with other animals.
Yeah, I think so.
How is he with cats?
I think we're going to find out here pretty soon. There hasn't been a problem. He was out by some cats earlier today, and he didn't seem to have a problem. So I think he'd be fine.
Yeah, because with all the dogs that I deal with, you get a feeling right off the bat how they're going to be.
Yes, whether they want to chase right after or they just.
He's very, very nice.
Yes, he's a very good dog.
Oh, very good.
But I do want to bring up one thing that we are having a special adoption event at Harvest Time in Oxford, and it's April 21st, and it's going to be from 10 to 2. So it'd be a great time to come out, check out Harvest Time. I know that they've kind of changed over to an all animal food store, and we're going to have some animals there from the shelter for adoption.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good.
And if anyone's interested in Tropicana, they can get a hold of the shelter. We're in Auburn Hills on Brown Road.
And does he come with vaccinations already done?
Yes, he was neutered yesterday. He comes with a distemper, Bordetella, and his rabies shot, and his dog license. So he's all good to go. So he's available for immediate adoption from the shelter.
What do you think, huh? Very good. Now you have somebody else too.
Yes, we do. If you'd like to hold Tropicana.
Hey there.
I have Bella.
Okay, Bella, let's tell us a little bit about her.
This is Bella. She's 3 years old as well, and she's front declawed, which is always good. A lot of people don't like cats scratching on their furniture, so you won't have to worry about that with her. She's what we call a tortoiseshell, and she's just a real sweet girl. She's kind of petite for 3, so she's a smaller cat. But cats do make great pets, especially for people on the go and for senior citizens, because they're so easy to take care of.
And cats can be kind of shy or held back. But she seems very comfortable.
Yeah, she's pretty good here. Yeah, I think she'd make someone a perfect pet. And she doesn't seem to be bothered by the dog, and
yeah,
vice versa.
Vice versa. We haven't had any fights here yet.
That's right. We might have a pair to
Yeah.
adopt here together.
And they match.
That's true,
It's a
they
good
do.
color. Very good. And then she's same thing with her. She comes with her vaccination.
Yep, she's been spayed, and she's had her distemper and her rabies, and she's all set to go as well.
Question I have is, with Easter just passing few days ago, do you have a problem with people buying the wrong pets for Easter and then dumping them off on you guys?
Yes, I see that a lot. And in fact, I see a lot of the hardware stores do it up by me, up north, that type of thing. They have chicks and they have bunnies for sale. And people get them with all the good intentions, and then they grow up and they're not so cute anymore. So yeah, we do get them in once the novelty has wore off. So getting a pet is something that you really want to, you know, kind of think about, kind of ponder, maybe get online, look up some breeds, that type of stuff.
Sure. It's a whole new lifestyle.
It is.
You know, you're taking them in, and you're responsible for that life.
Yes, you are. And some dogs can live to 15, 18 years old. So
yeah, and cats too, or
that's
even older.
true, yeah.
And if you love a life like that, you're responsible.
Yes.
Well, once again, that adoption program is going to be at
harvest time on April 21st, from 10 to 2.
Very good. Well, thank you so much again for bringing these.
Oh, thank you. We enjoyed it.
Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you or your center for these adoptions or any other ones, is there any phone number they need to call?
Yeah, they can call our direct line, which is 248-391-4100, or you can visit us on the web at oakgov.com/petadoption. And we're also on Facebook.
Do you have any other pets, you know, dogs and cats? Do you have like rabbits or ever? Or any
We
other?
had a couple rabbits. I don't know if they're still there, but we do see quite a few rabbits come in. Occasionally a ferret here and there, lizards, birds. So, I mean, if you're looking for a pet, I would, you know, first stop at the shelter, and you can give a new lease on life for an animal that needs a new home.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Welcome back. With me now is Deputy Richardson from the Oakland County Sheriff's Canine Unit. And he has his partner, Blitz. Deputy, could you just tell me a little bit about what's going on with the unit, what's it about, and a little bit about Blitz?
Sure. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department was, the canine unit was remade by Sheriff Bouchard back in right around 1997, 98, when he became sheriff then. He started the unit back up. Right now we're up to about 16 canines. And with the 16 canines, we have 2 that are bomb dogs. We have 1 that's an arson dog. And we have the rest are dual purpose dogs that track and also do narcotics.
Okay, and what does Blitz do?
Blitz is a narcotics dog and tracking dog. He's a 2.5-year-old Dutch Shepherd from Holland. I got him at about 8 weeks old, and he's been working for about a year now. Come here, bud.
Now, when you say Dutch Shepherd, how is that different than a German Shepherd?
Yes, yep. They're a little bit different breed. We get them from overseas in Holland itself. We do that because they're more athletic than the dogs here, and they're bred for working rather than bred to look pretty as they are here.
Okay. Has he done any specific cases that you can bring to light?
Blitz has been involved in a few. When he started out, he was involved in one where he became National Narcotic Dog of the Year for our association through NAPSH.
Wow.
He found 350 pounds of marijuana in a plane that came into Oakland Airport.
Wow.
And then he was also involved with another one with the DEA recently where that's an ongoing investigation right now, still.
And you had mentioned when you have someone like, or a dog like Blitz, he's with you all the time, not just during the work hours?
Right, right, yeah, yep. We take them home with us. You know, we train them throughout the day while we're working, and then at nighttime they go home with us, or during the day, whatever our shift is, and we keep them there with us. We're on call 24 hours a day, so that's one of the reasons why they're kept with us.
Have you done all the training yourself?
Yes, with this dog I have. This dog I trained him, got him at 8 weeks old and started him up with a pup. But that's not usual. Usually we get them at a year and a half to 2 years old. And our department goes through the Oakland Police Academy out of OCC. And with that, we get the dogs from them, they import them, and then train them up for 4 or 5 weeks and then give them to us as handlers. And then we have them for another 4 or 5 weeks as we go through the academy.
Oh, excellent. And so he'll be with you then the rest of his life?
Yes. They're a great asset to the department for officers in helping catch bad guys and helping find drugs. We keep the drugs off the street.
Oh, that's good. Very good. Can you just go over some of the scenario, like what the difference would be if he was looking for drugs versus chasing a criminal? Is there anything different that you have to do with him, or does he do it pretty much on his own?
Pretty much after we train them, they do it on their own. But just like any dogs, it's all due to conditioning. We train them from the first day that we get them, and they continue training. That's one of the things with the canine, is that it's very time consuming in the training that we give them. You know, they look well trained. Well, they are, because of what we put into them. But a lot of it is the conditioning that we do it. So if I'm going into a narcotic search or drug search, there's certain things that I do to get him ready that he knows that we're going to be looking for drugs. He has a certain collar that he uses. Compared to when we do tracking, he has a harness. So when he gets that collar on, and you know, I give him a few different commands, he actually will start looking in the air, will start sniffing in the air with his nose and looking around. And then the opposite happens when I put him in the harness for tracking. He knows that it's time to start looking for bad guys then. And he'll start putting his nose on the ground and start looking for that scent on the ground.
Would you mind elaborating a little bit on the tracking ability and what you have to do? For example, if a person he's tracking that you know who the person is, you need a piece of clothing or something from that individual person.
Most of what we do with our dogs is that we track criminals. So most of the time they don't leave something behind, but every now and then they do. So we'll train them with an article, but they're also trained to pick up scent without the article. So what we train them to do is pick up the freshest scent. So they'll pick up the most recent scent in the area that we'll send them out to start sniffing, and they'll pick it up from there. But they can also do articles, because they'll track bad guys. They'll also track lost people or Alzheimer's patients too.
Oh, okay. And he does seem, in the past, people always thought of police dogs as being very one person. You know, the officer and the dogs don't come close because that dog will take your arm off. Right. But he does seem very well behaved. You know, I mean, he's at this point, but I don't think I'd want to get on his bad side.
Right, right. You know, they are trained. We train our dogs to apprehend criminals, so they are taught to bite. And with that, you know, we also want our dogs to be semi-social. So, you know, we don't want everybody coming up and petting them, but I want to be able to have, you know, my dog so he's not going off the hook all the time. Sure. You know, it's where he's under control. And that's the same with all of our dogs. You know, each one is different, of course, but for the most part, we have semi-social dogs, and, you know, they can go around people. And the way he's trained, you know, I could tell him to apprehend you, he'd apprehend you. And
please.
And I tell him to let go.
Okay.
And as soon as he let go of you, you'd be able to pet him again. So that's one of the pluses with him.
Very good.
You know, so yeah, if a bad guy was doing that and he got to the point to where he needed to be apprehended, then I could do that. But I can also tell him, you know, to stop that.
Sure.
And, you know, he quit.
Very good. And I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's been a pleasure. And I want to thank you, too. Yes, okay. Yeah. Yes. I'm the good guy, or one of the good guys.
Hi, I'm Tammy Taramina. Hi, I'm Anthony Taramina.
Hello, I'm Ian Witherspoon, and I'm between Taraminas. And you can be too. Every Friday at 5:30 here on ONTV.
Well, you know, the warm weather is hit now again, springtime. And along with that, you have a lot of spring activities. You have tiger baseball, but you also have mosquitoes. And the mosquitoes have been out earlier this year because of the warming trend we're having. The problem with mosquitoes is they can spread heartworm disease. Now these are actually worms that can live, they're around 11 to 14 inches long. They actually live in your dog's heart. I'll even talk about the cat problem. But with the dogs, the mosquitoes spread this heartworm. The mosquitoes get infected from biting a dog who has heartworm. And these are microscopic worms then that they spread, and when they bite your dog, they'll actually inject them in, and those microscopic worms eventually get to be full size. They will mate, produce more of these microscopic babies, which then are spread to the next dog. And then these worms live in the heart and lungs of your dog and can cause extremely dangerous problems. Now, the thing about heartworm is only about 50% of the dogs that we know are on what's known as heartworm preventative. It's a medicine that you give once a month. You can actually prevent the problem from affecting your dogs. Yeah, you have a blood test once a year. Your veterinarian will do a blood test, and if it comes back okay, then he or she will recommend whatever brand or whatever type of heartworm prevention they have. It's a lot cheaper, it's a lot safer to prevent the problem to begin with. Yes, heartworm is actually in all 50 states of this country right now, and it's not just in dogs. You got it in fox, coyotes, there's a lot more coyotes around, wolves, and actually there may be 30 species of animals that have heartworm. So anytime a mosquito bites that dog, and mosquitoes with the wind blowing and everything else, they can almost travel 15 miles. So you don't even have to be near a center where there's a lot of other dogs that have heartworm. Now cats can be prone to heartworm too. They're not as prevalent in cats as they are in dogs, but there are some veterinarians that strongly recommend that the cats be at least put on the prevention. There's not a really great heartworm test you can use for cats, but the problem with cats, it doesn't take many worms at all to cause a major problem, and it can almost mimic other problems like asthma. They can have vomiting, lethargy, and unfortunately a lot of cats act that way anyhow. So you can talk to your veterinarian and see if he or she recommends, number one, your cats be put on the medicine, and certainly the dog should. Now, this is actually a tool that we actually have something that can actually work and prevent this disease. This is a really, really serious problem. You have the ability. You know, our pets really warm our hearts tremendously, and that's one thing we could do to protect their hearts and their general health, and is to give them the heartworm medicine.
Did you know that you can watch ON TV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Haley and I will now do a little question and answer period. These are some questions that owners have sent in, or questions I get quite often. The first one is, I have a pet rat, and she has a large lump underneath her abdomen. Came up quite quickly. What do you think it could be? Well, we wouldn't know without seeing the rat. So if you have something like that, make sure your veterinarian takes a look at it. It's very likely there can be a tumor. Rats can be very prone to tumors, and they can grow pretty quickly. And see, we have a question here. Sue from Lake Orion asked, is it okay to give my kitten milk? We do recommend not giving a cat or kitten or even dogs or puppies milk. Most of those pets will get diarrhea from it. The milk sugar is something that they aren't able to digest properly. Now, some of them will take the milk without any problem, but the great majority of them definitely will have soft stool or diarrhea, so we do recommend not. Instead of milk, I would recommend just giving plain water, but there are milk supplements that you can get from a pet store that are actually made for dogs and cats. And that would be okay to use. My neighbor has a dog and he drives his pickup with a dog in the back exposed area. Is that safe? Well, that's actually a really dangerous spot for a number of reasons. Because even on a warm day, you can get a cold breeze, good enough cold breeze to cause a problem. And how many of you have ever driven your car and have a little pebble hit the front windshield, cause a crack? If the dog's got his head looking out and the pebble hits the dog's face, that can be a real problem. And once in a while, we'll actually have a dog that's tied up with a longer rope in the back pickup and will jump out of the truck while the truck's still running. We have seen that happen too, so it's not a safe idea to keep your dog in that area. Okay, now the last question. My dog has a bad habit of licking almost constantly. He licks me, he licks other people, he licks our cat. What should I do? Well, you should have him examined just to make sure there isn't some underlying pathology going on. But it's very important. If he has that problem, make sure you have a Timex watch, because we all know that Timexes take a licking and keep on ticking. If you have any questions that you'd like answered, please write to the Animal Clinic, 1380 South Lapeer Road, Oxford, Michigan, 48371. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Animal Clinic. And until next time, always remember, kiss your pet, and always pet your spouse, girlfriend, or boyfriend. See you then. Go Tigers!
Hello, we are Girl Scout Troop 13354 from Lake Orion, Michigan. We are here today to raise money for an awareness of pets in need.
The Oakland Pet Adoption Center is a temporary home for many dogs, cats, and bunnies, while they are looking for loving families to adopt the animals. They also usually only house dogs, cats, and bunnies, but sometimes they house other animals such as guinea pigs.
Did you know that 75% of the animals in the animal shelter are stray and 25% of the animals in the animal shelter are given up by their owners? The Oakland County Animal Shelter needs $2.3 million a year to do this operation. These animals need your help.
The Oakland County Pet Adoption Center accepts all animals, including those with handicap care. The Oakland County Pet Adoption Center also cares for cats and dogs with medical issues such as strokes. The Oakland County Animal Shelter was recently home to Marley, a three-legged dog. Marley, thanks to the animal shelter, was recently adopted into a loving family.
Do you know animal shelters can be in need of lots of things to keep the animals clean and healthy? Here are some things the animal shelter on Brown Road, right here in Auburn Hills, needs. Cleaning supplies such as bleach and detergents. They also can use mops and paper towels, soap chains, and collars, all sizes.
The Oakland Animal Shelter needs food. They appreciate any donations. They need wet and dry food.
At the Animal
animal shelter, they want all the animals to be as comfortable as possible. The items mostly used for bedding are towels, blankets, comforters, and sweatshirts that people sewed and donated.
Oakland County Animal Shelter is looking for volunteers to walk the dogs, interact with the cats, plan fundraiser events, plan adopting events, and decorate the shelter.
Did you know pets are just like people? They need love too. You can show them love every day if you have time. You can take them out, let them go to the bathroom and play with them and keep them warm and clean. Oh, and don't forget to take them to the vet. These are just a few ways you can show them love.
The Oakland County Animal Shelter can have up to 500 animals. If they reach their maximum, they contact vets, pet shops, and other animal shelters to help find homes for the other animals.
The hours of operation at the Oakland County Animal Shelter is Monday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:15 p.m. and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. And the cost to adopt for dogs is $136.50, and for cats, $57.50.
The Oakland County Animal Shelter is located in 1700 on the corner of Brown Road and Silver Bell in Auburn Hills, Michigan. You can learn more about this shelter at
www.oakgov.com/petadoption.
Oakland County Animal Shelter!